Russian tanks in Ukraine are definitely not doing well. So far, we have seen countless videos of Russian armor being destroyed, but there is always some new material that thrills us. This Russian T-72 tank saw Ukrainian anti-tank weapons waiting for him on the other side, so he tried to escape from the battlefield. Notice how the tank turned on the defensive smokescreen. But that didn't help much. The tank was hit by a projectile by Ukraine's 79th Air Assault Brigade, and soon, the so-called cooking in the cabin took place. Also on Monday, Ukraine said it had held off the latest assault on an eastern city that has become the main target of Moscow's offensive since Russian forces finally seized Mariupol last week. Russian forces tried to storm Severodonetsk but were unsuccessful and retreated, President Volodymyr Zelensky's office said. The city, on the banks of the Siversky Donets River that winds through eastern Ukraine, has been the main Russian target in recent days as Moscow tries to encircle Ukrainian forces in the east and fully capture the Luhansk and Donetsk provinces. Russia has focused its special military operation on the east since its troops were driven out of the area around the capital Kyiv and the north of the country at the end of March. Since last month, Moscow has said its main effort is capturing all of Donetsk and Luhansk provinces, together known as the Donbas, which Russia claims on behalf of separatists. Despite pouring its forces into those areas and launching massive artillery bombardments, it has made only small territorial gains there, meanwhile continuing to lose territory in a Ukrainian counterattack further north around Kharkiv. But the full capture of Mariupol last week gives Russia its biggest victory for months. Its forces now control a largely unbroken swathe of the east and south, freeing up more troops to join the main Donbas fight. In recent days, it has launched a series of assaults to capture Severodonetsk, a city that forms the easternmost part of a Ukrainian-held pocket of the Donbas and one of the last parts of Luhansk province still outside its grip. Despite the latest assault, some Western military experts say Russia may soon be running out of combat power to wage offensive operations in eastern Ukraine and could have to shift in coming weeks to defending territory it has captured so far. Western weapons have been pouring into Ukraine, giving Kyiv more strength for a future counterattack. As their eastern offensive loses momentum, the Russians will inevitably have to transition to a defensive strategy in Ukraine. And in doing so, the Russian army will confront a new range of difficult challenges ahead, wrote Mick Ryan, a retired Australian major general and defense analyst. The Ukrainian army will be able to decide where and when it engages the Russians. Britain's Ministry of Defense said Russia had probably endured losses in 3 months in Ukraine on par with its losses in 9 years in Afghanistan in the 1980s. A combination of poor low-level tactics, limited air cover, a lack of flexibility, and a command approach which is prepared to reinforce failure and repeat mistakes has led to this high casualty rate, which continues to rise in the Donbas offensive, it said. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week at 6 rescues in 6 days. He's doing the job every day.